guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is something I'm going to talk about that I feel like there are so many things that I talk about that I don't even have the right kind of knowledge and expertise about. But today's video is something I truly, genuinely feel like this is something that I have knowledge about. I have studied this like from an educational perspective, and I truly have knowledge about this. And it's basically about private labeling, which is a commerce related term. It's a term which is used in the marketing field, in the field of commerce, etc. If you are a commerce graduate or a commerce student, you might have probably heard about it. I want to say a month or two ago when I was preparing for my exams, we have the subject for which is called retail management, and in retail management, private labeling is like one of the topics that we were covering. When I was studying, this just came to my mind, and I was thinking about private labeling in the beauty community. And I asked you guys on Instagram, I was like, do you want me to talk about private labeling and do a video here? And you guys, like, most of you said yes. I think everyone said yes, no one said no. So I figured that at least I know a certain amount of people want to watch this video, which is why I'm sitting here and talking about it. And again, like I mentioned, I was thinking about it from the beauty community aspect, which is why I'm going to use Nykaa and Nykaa Beauty as an example. I am in no way, shape, or form shading Nykaa or shading any company, any retailer for that matter, who indulges in private labeling, because private labeling is not wrong. For those of you who might not be familiar with the term and are not from a commerce background, private labeling basically means that a retailer, say Nykaa for example, comes out with their own company. So those of you who don't know, Nykaa originally started as a retailer, and I do not know the exact year when they started launching products. I do believe that the first product that they launched, was it their lipsticks? Or no, I do think they had no, the nail paints. The nail paints was the first product that they launched it as a part of their own brand, Nykaa Beauty, and then they came out with the So Matte lipsticks. So in case you guys thought that Nykaa Beauty was like the main company, no, Nykaa started as a retailer first. So they sold other brands like Lakme, L'Oreal, Maybelline, etc. And then after a couple of years, they came out with Nykaa Beauty. So basically, not just Nykaa, but there are a lot of companies in the market that indulge in private labeling. And this is what private labeling is: when a retailer comes out with his own line of products, be it in the fashion world, in the world of maybe like beauty, or basically any what is the word? Okay, this is such a brain fart. Any field, any kind of company is basically what I'm talking about. I don't know why I literally just blanked out there for 2 seconds. Actually, a lot longer than 2 seconds. But yeah, that is what private labeling basically is. Now, a lot of you might be like, okay, why do companies do this? Companies basically indulge into private labeling because they don't make as much money through selling other brands. So for example, if Nykaa is selling Lakme or Maybelline, they are earning 20 to 30%, sometimes even 40 to 50. I think it depends on what kind of a deal you have with the retailer. But for example, if I was the owner or the CEO of Lakme, just as an example, obviously, but if I want to sell my products via other retailers, I have to give them at a much lower cost. So for example, if there is a 500 rupee lipstick, I have to sell that to Nykaa or any other retailer for that matter for around, if we're talking about like 20 to 30%, then say maybe like 350, 400 rupees. And then Nykaa will sell that for 500, which is, so they are basically earning 100 to 150 rupees. And that's how retailers make money. This applies to your normal stores that you go to, like beauty supply stores, or in fact, again, like any retailer. And this also applies to online retailers. Now, obviously, online retailers get to earn a little more money because they don't have to pay store car rent or anything. Now, obviously, Nykaa has stores now, but generally, most online retailers don't have to pay for like stores and electricity and employees that work in stores and all of that. So which is why it's a lot cheaper for you when you buy online compared to in stores. That's why you see so many discounts online, because online is so much more cheaper than offline when it comes to retail. And when a company comes up with its own line, they're obviously making a lot more profit. So a 500 rupee lipstick that is being sold to you is probably being manufactured somewhere around 150 to 200 max to max. If it is a really good quality one, then maybe even 250, but that is it. That is how much those products are being made at. Obviously they are being mass manufactured. Nykaa, when they are manufacturing their products, they are manufacturing thousands and thousands and thousands of units of that product, which is why the per piece cost is a lot lower from them. On the other hand, if you're talking about like other companies which have which might not have their own website or might not be sold like individually, not through other retailers basically, that's why you see like lesser sales for those particular brands. Like I don't know what company to think of right now, because honestly every company is having so many sales right now. But generally, if a product is individually sold only on their own website and not sold to any other retailer, it's majorly because they don't have a lot of margin to work with, so they cannot sell at like such a lower price because their cost is very high. So okay, let's take Sugandha for example, because I think that's a good example that you guys might also relate with. So Sugandha doesn't have a lot of sales, and I don't think that they're sold on any other website apart from their own website. So like a 700 rupee ka moisturizer is probably being manufactured at somewhere around 600, maybe even 650 or something like that, which is why they're only sold on their own website. Because if they were to sell their products on Nykaa, they would have to sell it to Nykaa only at like maybe 500 or 550 maximum. So yeah, that is how retail works on the back end when it comes to retailing with companies and also like own brands and everything. Now, why do companies actually go into private labeling? So private labeling is very beneficial again for companies, like I just said, because they're making a lot of profit and it's very easy for them to convert customers. Now this is something that I have very often spoken to, even like you guys. I speak to you guys on DM sometimes, and this comes up a lot of times in our conversations about how often Nykaa has discounts and sales on their own products. Now they generally always have a lot of discounts even on other brands, like again Lakme, Maybelline, L'Oreal, etc. Faces, even for that matter, they have so many discounts on faces. But you will always, like 365 days of the year, you can open the Nykaa app every single day on your phone and you will see that some of the other Nykaa product is always on sale, always on discount every single day, 365 of the days of the year, no matter what. How does that happen? Now that happens again because, like I said, even if they're selling a 500 rupee lipstick for say 400, they're manufacturing it at 250. So they're still making so much money. And when you see a Nykaa lipstick at 400 or 450 and you see the Lakme lipstick at 500 or 550, you're like, I can just rather get the Nykaa one because it is cheaper. Now, please don't think of this only from the perspective, and like don't only think about this from your perception, because you are part of the space where there are YouTubers and Instagram influencers who are talking about products, who are reviewing products. So you have more knowledge and different like reviews on particular products. But there are so many people out there, and sometimes we don't realize this, there are so many people who just buy makeup just generally from like utility perspective. Like most of my friends, I feel like I just have like 3 or 4 friends maybe who are like really into like they follow Instagram influencers and YouTubers, etc. But I know so many people who just they see Lakme faces, Maybelline, L'Oreal. They don't see Shreya Jain, Komal Pandey, okay, not Komal Pandey, Malvika Satlani. They don't see the other side of YouTube and Instagram and this whole world that we see. So for them, it's just Nykaa 450, Lakme 550, and they're like, if I'm seeing 100 rupee price difference, then I can just rather go with Nykaa because both the products are same to me. So that's how it works for majority of our population, and that is what is that is the main crux of the reason why Nykaa makes more sales. Like Nykaa's own products make much more sales for them, and they make so much money more through that rather than selling other products on their website. So that's how it overall works, which is why you can also notice this. There are a lot of times similar products from similar brands. So like say like a basic Lakme lipstick. Okay, not Lakme. Let's take Creamy Mattes from Maybelline, and let's take Nykaa So Mattes. The price is very 19 piece, but then when Nykaa So Mattes are sold at a discount, so lesser than MRP, the MRP may be like the same or like a little bit of a difference, but you will see Nykaa So Mattes at a more frequent, like on a more frequent basis, you will see discounts on them, which is why overall it's going to be cheaper. And this I'm just taking from a example perspective. Again, I feel like I have to keep saying this. I'm using Nykaa as an example, and I'm using the So Matte versus Creamy Matte, Maybelline Creamy Mattes versus Nykaa So Matte as an example. Don't go on Nykaa right now and compare the prices, because you might see Creamy Mattes probably at a cheaper rate or something like that. But I'm just telling you overall how all of this works. So yeah, I feel like I was a little all over the place, but I want to basically just understand. I don't want to understand. I want to explain to you and make you understand how private labeling works and how the retail world works in general. So yeah, I think a question I'm gonna definitely get is, should we not buy from private labels, or is it better to buy from private labels, or is it better to buy from brands which are not private labels? The answer is go buy product and go by brand philosophy. Also, I feel like if you asked me this question a year ago, I would say that if a product is good, don't care about what the outer label says, and just buy the product basis of what it is. If it is good, it can be Nykaa, it can be Maybelline, it can be L'Oreal, it can be MAC, it can be Huda Beauty. The product needs to be good, because that is what you are paying for. So if you feel like a Nykaa lipstick is better than a Maybelline lipstick, then buy Nykaa. If you feel Maybelline is better than Nykaa, then buy Maybelline. But if you're asking me this question today, I would say don't just go buy product, but also go by the brand philosophy. Don't just think that, okay, this is cheaper than this, but this brand can be doing so many unethical things, and this brand can be a little bit more expensive, but they can be more ethical. So I feel like, to me now, brands ethics and sustainability also play a role, and it's not just about the product price and the product efficiency. Of course, it needs to be in my budget, so price matters, and of course the product needs to be good quality, because why will I buy something if I know that it's bad quality? But yeah, I do think that it's also important to see and know where the money is going and whose pockets you're filling by the things that you're buying. If you believe in them, if you believe in their ethics, if you believe in their models, then please do support them. If you feel like for some reason you are not able to support people who have good ethics, then don't feel bad about it, because you might not be able to do it today, but somewhere down the line, when you make more money and you are able to do that, do it then. And you're not just supporting a brand only by buying their products. You can support them on social media by liking their pictures. They're getting more engagement. Follow them. These are all things that you probably already know, but there are so many ways of supporting a brand. And just do your best and support a brand wherever possible. And yeah, that is it for the video. I really hope that I could really add some sort of knowledge. I mean, I could basically share the knowledge that I have with you. Again, like I mentioned, I have studied this as a part of my syllabus, as a curriculum, and hopefully I have an official degree very soon. My results haven't come out till now, and apart from that, I've also worked in retail for over a year, so I really know what the back end of retail looks like when it comes to employees, when it comes to the owners of the brand, or like the top level management. There is basically a lot that goes into it. Nothing is black and white. You might think that, oh, I don't want to support a brand only because the owner has such bad ethics and morals, but you are forgetting that you're not just filling the pockets of the owner. There are also so many people who are working for that brand, and if the owner doesn't have salaries to pay the employees, those employees are going to be working and working and slogging and working their ass off, but they're not going to get their salary because you did not buy the products. So yeah, you just see a very tiny portion on social media and online, and and forget even social media. Even if social media did not exist, these companies would still exist. Like, most companies have been in existence way, way, way before social media came about. So there is just so much that goes behind all of this, and I could honestly make an hour-long video about it, but we're already 15 minutes and up. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video right here. If you have any further questions, if there was any topic that got like jumbled and muffled in between, and there was any concept that maybe मैंने आधा ही समझाया and you did not understand, please leave it in the comment section down below. I would love to answer your questions further. You can DM me and discuss. We can discuss about this as well. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time, bye.